Hong Kong versus Shenzhen for 2026. Let's settle this once and for all, because this is now the big debate. Forget about Hong Kong versus Singapore. People are trying to work out whether they want to live in Hong Kong or just across the border in Shenzhen, where things are cheaper and things are moving really, really fast. So in this video, we're going to break down the most important pros and cons, from job opportunities to cost of living to quality of life and outdoor activities. Let's see where really is the best place to live in 2026. Let's go. Two mega cities side by side, but totally different experiences. Both are magnets for expats, travelers, and in my case, international teachers. But which one actually wins out in 2026? Which is the best place for you to live? Which place has the edge? Which place do I really want to live in 2026 myself? I've lived in Hong Kong twice. I'm actually thinking about moving back there, but I'm slowly beginning to be tempted by this newer, younger, and sexier competitor. I'm seriously considering Shenzhen as my next destination. Maybe you're doing the same. So in this video, I'll break down the pros and cons of Hong Kong versus Shenzhen, job opportunities, cost of living, quality of life, outdoor activities, international schools, and also family versus single and couple considerations. Let's compare them all. Let's go. Let's start where it matters, getting a job that actually pays the bills. In fact, let's start with jobs in general. Because you're a teacher or a freelancer or a remote worker or someone pivoting into a new sector, your city needs to match your ambitions. Hong Kong's packed with opportunities: finance, media, logistics, hospitality, aviation, NGOs, tech, you name it. The city's economy might not be as turbocharged as it once was, but it still has global pull. Major companies have headquarters here, recruitment agencies are active, and English-friendly roles are far more common than across the border. If you want a stable international workforce around you and corporate structures that run like clockwork, Hong Kong delivers. As an international teacher, Hong Kong still offers great opportunities, lots of really, really good international schools, high salaries, and pretty good working conditions. Shenzhen, on the other hand, is more like a playground for innovation. Tech giants, startups, design firms, manufacturing hubs, R&D centers, the pace is insane. The city feels like Silicon Valley on fast forward. If you work in tech, engineering, e-commerce, design, or creative industries, Shenzhen is overflowing with opportunities and often hires faster than Hong Kong. English-only roles are less common, but bilingual positions are booming, especially in tech and business development. For remote workers, both cities work, but Shenzhen gives you cheaper rent, new co-working spaces every few blocks, and the kind of digital infrastructure that makes everything unbelievably seamless. Hong Kong gives you reliability, cafes with guaranteed Wi-Fi, plenty of quiet spaces, and easy access to the rest of the world. So the real difference: Hong Kong is about established global industries. Shenzhen is about speed, innovation, and being part of the future. All right, cost of living. I'm pretty sure you know where I'm headed with this one. And that's one of the things that I'm really carefully thinking about at the moment. Hong Kong is a financial powerhouse, but that comes at a cost, literally. Rents are eye-watering. A one-bedroom flat in central or mid-levels can cost more than an entire family apartment in Shenzhen. And don't forget groceries, things like imported cheese, wine, even basic produce, all are premium priced. Shenzhen, on the other hand, feels a little bit of like a financial sigh of relief. You can rent a modern two-bedroom apartment with a pool, gym, and security for half the Hong Kong price. Eating out is cheaper too. Local meals for a few dollars, or if you want Western food, plenty of mid-range options without the markup of Hong Kong. Utilities, transport, entertainment, all cheaper in Shenzhen. The difference: it does add up fast. Teachers in Hong Kong might earn more, but Shenzhen teachers often save more. When I'm looking at salaries, I'm clearly seeing the higher salaries are in Hong Kong, and perhaps they might be 20, 30, even 40% higher, but I also know that the cost of living in Hong Kong is way beyond 50% higher. So you definitely will be better off working as an international teacher in Shenzhen, as long as your salary is only around about 20-30% lower than the equivalent job would get you in Hong Kong. So for example, I'm seeing jobs in Hong Kong that are posted for around about $130 a year. And yet they claim that the average teacher with a dependent would only be able to save around about $5,000 a year. And I'm seeing in Shenzhen, jobs are listed at more like, say, $60,000 a year, with savings potential of between 15, 20, maybe even $25,000 a year. That's a huge difference. So you need to be on a really huge salary in Hong Kong to match just an average salary's savings potential if you're working in Shenzhen. That's what I'm thinking of as I'm getting closer and closer to retirement. Should I head to Shenzhen and stack away the cash before I turn 60? Because when I turn 60, I probably can't work in Shenzhen anymore, but I could work in Hong Kong because they have less restrictions in terms of age for teachers. Quality of life, that's really everything, right? So this one is incredibly subjective, and having lived in Hong Kong twice, I love the quality of life in Hong Kong. I think it's awesome. But let's really compare the two. Let's break it down. Hong Kong is polished. You've got world-class healthcare, efficient public transport, and a vibrant international atmosphere. English is everywhere, and you can get almost anything imported, from Vegemite to vintage wine. The city feels global, connected, and dynamic. Shenzhen is the future city. Everything runs through your phone. Deliveries in 10 minutes, cashless payments for everything. The infrastructure is ultra-modern, high-speed trains, automated taxis, spotless metros, but it's not as English friendly. You'll need translation apps and a little bit of patience. Air quality, surprisingly, Shenzhen often wins these days. The city's gone big on green energy and electric vehicles. Hong Kong, though cleaner than most big cities, still has congestion and air drift from across the border. If you want comfort, Hong Kong wins. If you want innovation, Shenzhen steals the show. Outdoor activities. This one's closer than you think. I love the outdoor lifestyle in Hong Kong, and I might have expected that Shenzhen wouldn't quite have that with this industrial built-up reputation. Hong Kong's a hiking paradise. Over 70% of the territory is green space. Dragon's Back, Lantau Peak, the Maclehose Trail, incredible hiking spots, stunning views, ocean breezes, all within a short train ride. Then there's the beaches. You've got Repulse Bay, Sheko, Sai Kung, all postcard perfect. I loved my weekend hikes and a swim in the ocean when I was living in Hong Kong. It was really, truly an outdoor lifestyle I absolutely loved. So what does Shenzhen offer? Well, it doesn't lag far behind actually. There's Daping Peninsula with its crystal clear waters, Wutong Mountain for weekend treks, endless parks and cycle paths. The city's coastline is being developed fast. Think beach clubs, waterfront bars, and walking trails that stretch for kilometres. Hong Kong has heritage and polish. Shenzhen has space and surprises. I might just give that to Hong Kong, but I really don't know how Shenzhen might compare. I've got to get across there and really check it out before I can know truly which offers the best outdoor activities. All right, international schools. Let's have some teacher talk happening here, because for me, and for many of you watching this video, this is kind of what it's all about. Where would you want to be as an international teacher? Where are the best international schools? Where are the best international teaching jobs? So Hong Kong has some of the best international schools in Asia. Decades of experience, strong leadership, established reputations. Students are often from expat or high-income local families, which means high expectations but solid resources. You'll likely work with experienced staff and a structured system. Many of the colleagues that you'll have will have been there for a while. Shenzhen international schools are younger, but many are backed by big education groups. You find a mix from boutique schools to sprawling high-tech campuses. The teaching experience can be more adventurous, smaller class sizes, more innovation, and room to experiment. You've got some schools there that are in some great locations, places like Sheko and Zhuhai. In fact, in Zhuhai, there's an international school on an island, which sounds amazing. So if you value established systems and prestige, maybe Hong Kong is unbeatable. If you enjoy flexibility, creativity, and growth potential, Shenzhen's where things are happening. All right, now it depends on your situation. All right, are you single? Are you a young couple? Are you a family? This is where it gets really important. I've always talked about Hong Kong being pretty family friendly. So let's have a look at the comparison. Hong Kong has great international healthcare, reliable public transport, safe neighborhoods, but it's expensive, and that impacts on your quality of life as a family. Families often compromise on space or move farther apart. Discovery Bay, Sai Kung or Lantau, these are places where you get more room, more greenery, but you might be further away from where you're working. Schooling options are excellent, but they come with hefty tuition fees if not covered by your working package. Shenzhen is a rising star for families. There are larger apartments, lower childcare costs, growing international communities. Sheko is practically built for expats. International schools, bilingual kindergartens, Western supermarkets, and community events. It's also perfect for young singles and couples. We've got modern apartments, vibrant nightlife in OCT Loft or Coco Park, weekend escapes, just a high-speed train away. If you're raising kids, Hong Kong gives you reliability. If you're a young couple or you want space to grow, Shenzhen feels freer and fresher. And the winner is, well, of course, it depends on your priorities. If you crave global prestige, structure, and a cosmopolitan lifestyle, Hong Kong still wears the crown, I think. It's the safe bet. Smooth systems, world-class schools, and a truly international community. But if you're thinking ahead, Tech-driven living, affordability, rapid career growth, and a fresh energy that feels like Asia's next big thing, then Shenzhen is the future. Well, what's the real game changer? In 2026, the Greater Bay Area integration means that the two cities are merging in ways we couldn't imagine a few years ago. Live in one, work in the other. Commute by high-speed rail, blend both lifestyles. I know if I end up in Shenzhen, I'm going to be popping across to Hong Kong every other weekend because I just love the place. But I also crave the opportunity to save living in Shenzhen and also having a little bit more space where I live. Those crowded Hong Kong apartments that I had a few years ago before I moved off the island and out to the new territories, that was pretty tough, especially for a family. So maybe there isn't one clear winner. It depends on your priorities. It depends on how much you want space and how much you want to save money and how much you want to live in a place that has always been an incredible place to live versus the up and coming, young, modern, tech-friendly city that's really the new big thing. I'm going to keep researching and I suggest that you do the same. If you're interested in my video that I did previously, which is a comparison between Hong Kong and Singapore, check it out up here. It actually is my most popular video so far. I'm going to keep doing some of these comparison videos because I think it's really important to compare places when you're trying to decide where to live, especially for us international teachers. I don't know where I'll end up next year. I could be anywhere. I could be in Vietnam, I could be in Malaysia, I could be in the Philippines. But there's a very good chance I'm going to be back in my old home in Hong Kong or just across the border in Shenzhen. All right, that's it for me. If you got something out of this video, give it a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.